Hello everyone, I'm Gabe, and today we'll be starting the post-game content for Pokémon Amber. As a reminder, in the last episode you descended down to stop Professor Ginkgo in her secret lab, stopping her just before she could unleash a destructive legendary Pokémon. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that I'll be having my very first live stream Saturday, February 4th at noon Central Time. Plop that on your calendar and I'll see you there for a fun Q&A. Alright, some time has passed, but you have returned to the Cenizone lab to check on the nefarious dormant legendary. To your surprise, you find Grant working at the control panel.
Oh good, you're back. I've been busy trying to learn all I can about this strange legendary Pokemon. It seems as though Professor Ginkgo was collecting the missing pieces that were scattered all across the Pokémon region in the distant past. She hoped to introduce them back to the dormant Pokemon in hopes of awakening. Luckily, she didn't get that chance. But it looks like there are still some more of those strange rocks out there. To ensure that nobody else gets the same idea, we should collect the remaining pieces so that they can all be contained securely. Here, I've rigged up a scanner that shows you where they are.
Looking at your map, you now find icons showing the positions of the remaining legendary shards. It will take some time to collect them all and ensure the safety of the region. As you leave the underwater lab, you are greeted by the newly appointed Professor Psycad.
Ah, there you are. I just wanted to thank you again for stopping Professor Ginkgo in time. She's taking a much-needed break in Alola. I did want to let you know that some visiting professors from other regions have shown up to aid me with research. Just to give them the appropriate clearance, I've designated them the grass, fire, water, electric, psychic, and fairy type head researchers. You may want to track them down to gain further insight on this region's past and increase that access code level even higher.
Taking a look at your map again, you now have elemental icons showing where these other professors are. You also remember that there were 3 restricted gates across the Paleon region, each labeled with a large 18. You'll need to track down these visiting researchers and get all of their access codes if you want to get through the final access gates. And since it's nearby, you head north to the floating platform where the water type icon indicates. You soon spot a friendly researcher in plaid. Austin is a researcher from the Kaskade Region and is all too happy to get a battle in. In fact, you'll need to battle all of these visiting researchers. Austin has a full team of Pokemon from the Kaskade Region: Vaquamail, Sanuk, Garuchi, Umbralu, Glaciulim, which actually isn't a water type but acts as a great curveball, and then even a Warcane. Links to Lockstin's Kaskade Region in the description below. After you defeat him, Austin gives you the water-type access code and eagerly shares with you some of his recent discoveries on the Paleon region. He pulls out a stone that has been crudely etched into. Some unknown Pokemon has been leaving pictographs around the region. He explains that the Paleon region thrived in ancient times until a legendary Pokemon of extinction arrived and threatened it. A rival legendary Pokemon arrived to stop its rampage, and a vicious battle began. With this new discovery, you head south and arrive in Salur City. You quickly come across a researcher in a stylish jacket. This is Jack, the electric-type specialist hailing from the Mazah region. Jack is all too ready to battle and leads with his Road Raptor, followed by a Chispeka, Kafkaracha, Flitjitter, Malharo, and then a Mega Gohila. A truly shocking team. And there's a link to the rest of Subjectively's Mazah region below. Jack gives you the electric type access code before pulling out yet another Pokemon carving. Jack has no idea what Pokemon is making these drawings, but analyzes the images nonetheless. It seems that the Extinction Legendary lost much of its form during the battle. Small pieces of its body broke off and scattered around the region. In a final act, the Extinction Legendary rose into the sky and plummeted back down onto the Paleon region. With that new information, you head into the thermal caves of Mount Paleo. Here, you find a rather hip researcher. insisting that you call him Hoops. He hails from the Norclo region and specializes in psychic-type Pokemon. The two of you battle, and you have a tough time against his Etini, Cerebrufo, Cinchilla, Bubblies, the non-psychic but adorable Venopine, and even a Mega Grumpig. Check out more of Hoop and Hip Hop's Pokemon Cardinal series in the description below. He congratulates you on the victory and gives you the psychic access code. He also has another strange carving to show off, explaining that the Extinction Legendary's impact obliterated all life in the region. With its energy exhausted, it fell into a dormant state at the bottom of Palian Bay. Though dormant, its negative aura ensured that nothing would grow in the Palian region. On your travels around the region, you also discover that the hotel back on Route 10 is now operational. Talented trainers from all over the world are visiting here and looking for a chance to battle. You take a short break from tracking down professors and collecting legendary stones to battle your way up the increasingly difficult hotel floors. One of the guests is none other than Jim from the Solah Region. He shows off his Agraveles, Batazoom, Solarian Poliwrath, Poisoverane, Paletgeist, and the wonderful Rotopon. See more of Pewter City Jim's Solah Region linked below. There's a ton of trainers here at the battle facility. I mean, if you have a Pokemon region of your own, who knows? Maybe you'd be visiting here too. But needing a break from the cold of Mount Paleo, you fly all the way to the west side of the island. And studying the cliff faces here, you find another researcher. This is Professor Spruce from the Cornera region. Unable to settle on fire types alone, he also battles you with a number of formidable ground types as well. Say hello to the adorable Corneran Slurpuff, Pyrat, Tortress, Spurfetched, Slowstack, and Corneran Decidui. Check out more of Pragmagic's Cornera region linked below. Spruce gives you the fire-type access code as quickly as he can because he's just too excited to show off his new findings. He pries a new stone from the cliff face and studies the carvings on it. He theorizes that some very intelligent Pokemon must have made these. He explains that with the threat neutralized, the opposing legendary had also exhausted itself. But wanting to help rebuild the world, it used the last of its energy to create 3 guiding Pokemon. After this, it too fell into a dormant state. These guiding Pokemon sound like they could be Fey in nature. You book it to the Fairy-type researcher who you find has just arrived on the dock at Camp Raihan. This is Boreal, fresh off the boat from the Jermansberg region. You fill her in on the other drawings and she agrees that they sound like a trio of Fairy-type Pokemon. She lets out her Pokemon to stretch after their voyage, and you get into another battle. You have to take down her Rabblruptor, Jermansbergian Drovalisk, Fafroon, Croaking, Splendog, and the oh-so-cool Cryocany. Check out more of Boreal Mind's Jermansberg region linked below. She gives you the Fairy-type research code and recounts what little Psycad had conveyed to her over the phone. It seems that when Professor Ginkgo and Psycad found that helpful legendary, they were unable to awaken it, and instead collected and studied its strange toxic secretions. This led to the technology to restore life to the region. You start to trek through the dense jungles around the abandoned lab until you happen upon Ron, a researcher from the Asone region. He looks up from a recently discovered carving and pats his little elephant. He's excited that you just need the grass-type access code that he has, but decides to make it a bit more of a challenge. After a moment of rearranging his team, Ron sends out a Persephant, Grassassin, Thunderix, Lorisurge, Actite, and even a legendary, Macog. Go and check out the rest of True Green 7's Asone region down in the description. Ron congratulates you, but as he reaches out with his ID badge to tap it against yours, something swoops down from the sky and grabs it straight out of his hand. Someone riding a mysterious Pokemon lands in a clearing nearby. He apologizes for taking Ron's access code, but he slept in and wants in on the fun. This is this is Herman from the Olympia region. From the way he's messing with Ron, they appear to be good friends. Ron sighs and motions that you battle his bird-keeping friend. Straight from the Olympia region, you have to take down Spookhoot, Happen, Pinnaclaw, Firapin, Zolosis, and Acerapin. Check out the rest of Birdkeeper Toby's Pokemon Tempest series linked down below. You're given the final access code as the two researchers huddle over Ron's recently discovered carving. They concur that it seems if the trio of fairy-type Pokemon are returned to the helpful legendary, they may be able to wake it from its dormant state. With all of the visiting professors met and defeated, your access code level is finally high enough to get through the last 3 restricted gates in the region. The remaining legendary shards lie beyond those gates as well, along with who knows what else. You'll have to find out in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching, and please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. A huge thank you to Loxton, Subjectively, Hoops and Hip Hop, Pewter City Gym, Pragmagic, Boreal Mind, True Green 7, and Birdkeeper Toby for letting me showcase their amazing regions. Again, links to all of those are down in the description. And a particularly big thank you to Pragmagic for chewing me out for having a terrible mic. I seriously apologize for all of the atrocious audio up until this point, but hooray for the new mic! Alright, I'll see you all in the next one for a legendary trio. Bye!